This all started about a year ago at this point, August 2017, where you dropped the price to $10.
Yeah.
You put out this all-you-can-eat, this unlimited viewing plan. Do you sometimes regret that decision? Do you wish that you had not done that you had not dropped the price? Because obviously, before this, you were a smaller company, but it perhaps seemed more stable.
Yeah.
Do you wish, if you go back a year, would you have done that? Would you have done that differently?
Yeah, I'm always in my head and with my team doing postmortems on decision making, and I've really learned a couple things, about startups and growing a company. Is while you should always go back and revisit decisions to see was I using the right information? Did I have the right process? You also can't be afraid to move forward. Those people who are afraid to move forward are like Blockbuster. They end up on the scrap heap, or Circuit City, Pan Am, companies like that. I wish in one way that the company hadn't grown so fast, so I would have had time, not being under a microscope to refine the model. At the same time, it's been the most exciting year I have ever seen in my life. I mean, how much it would have cost to acquire 3 million subscribers would have been an enormous amount of money if you repositioned it as marketing dollars.
So you're now between 3 and 4 million subscribers. Yeah. How would you have done it differently, though? I know obviously it's always easy to go back and look in hindsight, but what would you have done differently if you did want to slow down that growth? I mean, is there something that you would have changed or looked at?
Yeah, well, some companies that take an approach of accepting subscribers instead of just automatically accepting everybody who comes in. So probably a more methodical approach would be accept the first 100,000, fine tune the model over a 6-month period with that group, making sure that it's representative. You wouldn't accept people just the first 100,000. You'd accept 100,000 of people that represented the whole ecosystem of wanting to go to the theaters, and then fine tune, more of this, less of that. So that would have been one of the ways to do it, or just offer a service that wasn't as interesting. I mean, remember, I had no idea that it would be this popular. With all the things going on in our lives, I thought there's no way to cut through the clutter. So one of the things that I think is the most remarkable is that everybody was saying that going to the movies was a dying entertainment option. And I think what and I don't know if you've seen, but the first half of this year is up 9.9% in ticket sales. This time last year, if you had asked anybody in the movie theater industry about the future, they would have said, down, down, down. Let's just make up for the loss by raising prices. And I think we've proven that people really do still love the movie theater.
Looking at this, you've run a number of companies at this point. What should other companies take away from MoviePass's experience over these past few weeks? If you're an entrepreneur, if you're a manager, an executive, building a business, what should you learn? I
think something that now I've had to learn twice. You'd think I'd have had learned the first time, and that is you need to be more aggressive in managing the momentum towards your financial goals. You can't take the proper amount of time. You've got to be super aggressive. So don't take for granted that the support will always be there. You have to take that under your own control. And the only way you do that is by reducing. It's kind of like I've always had a very close connection with my team, but not the greatest. I don't spend the greatest amount of time with the board of directors and the folks I report to. So I'd say another piece of advice is make sure you're looking both directions.